This is how you still win even after you lose. You ever get stopped out by a few pips and then price flies to your take profit? Happened to me here exactly in this trade, but instead of losing it, I stay grounded, and that's the real win for me. This is the type of the trade I'm going to execute again and again without any hesitation, because this is my profitable edge. And this video will help you gain the confidence in this situation. If you are new into here, then this is the Traders Gap. Hello. I've spent the last 3 years testing and refining a mechanical strategy using 10 plus years of data. I document trades, mindset shifts, and lessons to bridge the gap between actual strategy and the execution. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna go over from the daily time frame, and we'll work from there, from daily for 4 hour, 1 hour, and M15. That's gonna be my execution time frame. So we have been in this pretty much bullish run since 2025, right? There is no signs of weakness. And if we look left, there is no any relevant supplies for price to stop. So it's just going, it's just flying. So until and unless I don't see that structure shift, which is, let's say if we don't see like 10 changes of character from the daily or the 4 hour strong shift, then I can't expect that deeper pullback week, you know. So that is why I was heavily into bullish, and I was not thinking about sales at all, because I don't want to fight against this strong trend, right? So for example, what I want to see for the bearish is like a proper shift. For example, here we got, right? See how we got strong V-shaped shift from here leading to that daily changes of character. That signals to me at least that's going to be the real shift. At least the high likelihood chance of getting the deeper pullback. This will tell a different story than just flying here. For example, another key area, another key thing to mention, whenever we get the reversal, it often decelerate for a while. For example, it normally does not reverse like that. You know, it reverses after we create some kind of deceleration pattern, after we sweep the significant liquidities, and then when we see that strong shift from there, this is how we can expect that probably now we are getting that deeper pullback of this leg, because normally we don't react in the V-shaped reactions. So there you go. That's the manipulation. And yeah, so from the daily perspective, I was heavily into bullish, and I was just trying to capitalize on the 1 hour time frame to capture that high probability POI built during the session. And yeah, bang. So that was the game plan from the daily. Pretty much simple, no signs of weakness. So I was heavily into bullish. If we go onto the 4 hour time frame now, what do we have? Same as daily and the 4 hour, right? So we got this massive push up. We have more price action to work because we got this internal breakup structure. We had this minor pullback, and then we led to the internal breakup structure again. So this low has achieved what? This low has broke. This kind of low has led to the candle body close. It's not the convincing breakup structure. If we had this convincing follow through like we had here, then that would be different. But still, we got this low that has broke some kind of structure that will make this low a little bit strong and has swept liquidity. That means there is a few confluences for this demand to hold, right? And the fact that we got this strong rejection, a hammer candle, shows that bullish strength, right? And now we are starting to create that kind of liquidities, so that it can feel the move to the upside whenever we are ready to take that impulsive phase. So simple expectation was, from the 4 hour, we mitigated this 4 hour demand, which was high probability demand that swept liquidity and has led to the breakup structure. We pulled back, got this hammer candle showing that bulls are in control. Simple expectation from the 1 hour will be to run the week high. What I mean that is, for example, here we have this 4 hour price action, right? We have swept this liquidity, we got to push up. We came back quite correctively into this demand because this demand was high probability, and now we expect this to hold. So from this 4 hour price action, what I want to see on the 1 hour is like, I want to see that structure shift on the 1 hour so that I can capitalize on the buys with the expectation to run the 4 hour week high. And that is going to be the 1 hour swing high as well for me, since the range is tight. Yeah, that will be my swing high, and the pullback objective is complete. 1 hour gave me that confirmation that it wants to push the price high because the objective has been completed already. So all I'm waiting for is like session to open, 1 hour order flow shift in my favor, and daily bullish, 4 hour bullish, 1 hour will be bullish, and I'm just gonna use M15 for timing execution, and bang. Very simple. No need to overcomplicate, right? So this is the 4 hour, pretty much simple order flow being bullish, simply trying to capture that 1 hour high lows and 4 hour high lows. So this is the 1 hour for me. Same, this was the 4 hour strong low that has achieved something for me in the 1 hour time frame as well. This is pretty much significant. Why? Because it has swept liquidities over there. It has it's coming from some kind of demand from there, so there is a demand chain going on over there. This low has actually broke this structure, same as 4 hour and the 1 hour, and now we broke to the upside, right? See how the liquidities were built here whenever we are trying to push price higher, because to run the week high, because whenever we see that objective being completed after we get the pullback, and whenever we get that strong shift, we often have the liquidities resting above so that it can fuel the move to the upside, and that's when the impulsive move happens. And it's now happening same again here. What do we got? We swept the liquidity, we got the structure shift here, and now we have the highs being weak. And even better, we have this liquidities to target. It's not the best, it's not flat, I agree. This is more like a flat, but this is often when we see that pullback and then bang, because now we need more liquidities. So simple expectation is, I can see that liquidities has been generating, and all I'm trying to capture is just ride the trend of following the daily, 4 hour and the 1 hour. And yeah, so before Frankfurt Open, I think it was like that. We created this fresh demand that led to these changes of character, and simple expectation is nice corrective pullback into here, then bam. Another scenario it can happen is price may not pull back here, because often the price is very pulling back very correctively, if you can see that. Another instances for the long will be, this is how I prepared in the live. If we see some kind of strong low that has achieved at least something, right? Even if we break this kind of low, that will give me the confirmation that this high will be weak, and after we take that high, eventually we can target this high, which is this one. So simple, only buys, no interest in sells. Probably I will be interested in sells whenever we see that strong order flow shift like that, giving us nice strong bullish, strong bearish break of structure, and then we can have this strong high to play around with. And yeah, we can play around up to this here, but until then, let's just focus on the buys, because clearly we have that order flow being bullish. Yeah, so those were the confluence. It has swept liquidity, has broke some kind of structure. It is completely unmitigated. It's coming from a POI that has swept liquidity as well. The main negative confluences is that we have been generating this internal range liquidity, so price may sweep this one and then go, but the order flow has been pretty much strong, so I'm not thinking about that. And the negative confluence, only 1 or 2 negative confluence, is not going to put me off, because this is very high probability setup. So yeah, let's go how the London session opened. Yep. All right, so this was 5-6. It's still not London, but we got this changes of character like how I explained again. That gave us the high being weak. Which high? This is the high, right? Because whenever we get that, so I'm just gonna use this price action. For example, here we got this push up. We had a nice corrective pullback into this into this discount, because we're playing within this range. After we pull back into the discount, what do we got? We got this 1 hour changes of character, breaking this high. That means we have an indication that the high becomes weak. So now playing longs from here is going to be the high probability. So that's what happened before actual London session open. And yeah, we will see how it plays out. For me, still value to play long from there. It doesn't have to come and mitigate this extreme. It would be better if we had pullback, but the order flow is showing that it wants to go up, then fine. We just mitigated the POI. So for me, there won't be any trade, because I want to see the clear lit in front of the POI, which in this case, we never had this, right? We never had that inducement built in front of it. And for someone, if you want to really use that risk entry, that is directly trading from the POI, then this will be the trade, but this is not how I trade. I wait for the lower time frame confirmation. Yeah, let's see if we can build some inducement, then we'll play. So now what we got? We got a push up. Nice, strong bullish move. We got this POI slightly mitigated, but I can use this POI still because it has not reached EQ yet, so there will be enough order still to give the reactions. It's a little bit negative confluence, because once we get tapped into the zone, it's not completely fresh. So that's why a little bit not so high probability POI, but still it's fine, because normally we can use this as an inducement for the POI below. That means for deeper mitigation into here, and then we can see this kind of move. Still valid for me to use this POI. Now even better, we have this perfect inducement just above, which makes this high probability. So now all I'm waiting to say is, like, before we run the week high, all I'm expecting is nice push down into here, corrective pullback, and then bang. So yeah, let's go on M15. What do we have? Yep, pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. Yes, we swept the liquidity, and we had this nice retracement candle. So for me, more than valid. Yeah, this is how I set it up. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you want to see and learn with me trading in this zone. It's hard, but it's gonna be worth it. Yeah, give me the feedback and everything, and yeah, let's get back into it again. So this is the M15, right? We waited for the POI mitigation. We waited for this lid to get swept, and now we have this nice retracement candle, which gave me the confidence to execute. And this is a very high probability setup, and even better, we have this liquidity to target, same as here. See, normally we build that liquidity before we get that impulsive phase. Here as well, we have this liquidity, right? Yeah, so it was more than valid for me. I had this exact setup like this. It got tagged me in over there, and it played for a while, right? But it eventually hit my stop loss over there, and then it went to my direction. So yeah, this happens. This is the part of the trading, right? So what happened here was, so I have to be aware of the cases where it didn't play out. So I have to ask myself why it didn't play out, why it hit my stop loss, and why it went to my direction even though it hit my stop loss. So for that, what I can say is we did generated this kind of equal lows below, and the fact that we had this slight mitigation, which makes this low probability, and now that was enough for it to move the price higher. So I became the liquidity here, so I was being induced. It is what it is. But in most of the cases, this do play out. I have seen plenty of times. Even better, we had this liquidity to target. It's so good. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick mini recap. So we have this daily time frame, order flow being bullish. There's no signs of bears, right? There is no signs of bullish weakness. From the 4-hour time frame, we have this strong low that had achieved something. That is a strong low because it has led to the breakup structure. It has swept liquidity, came back into this demand, shows that bullish strength. Now, what am I waiting on the 1-hour time frame? I was waiting on the 1-hour time frame was a nice corrective pullback into the POI that happened. We got this confirmation that high is weak because we have this 1-hour changes of character. We got this nice corrective pullback after the impulsive phase, and then we got a push up. Even better, what we got this candle body close. And now all I was waiting was a nice corrective pullback into the POI, and yeah, that gave me confidence to execute over there. But eventually it hit my stop loss by a few pips. I think it was like 5 pips. Yeah, it was like 5.7 pips. Then yeah, it hit my take profit afterwards, and it went to the direction. So main game plan for this session was to run the week high. Eventually it did, but it did without me. So yeah, if you like this one, you love the another breakdown here where I had the opposite experience. It's then yeah, I hesitated, but the market gave me a second chance, and I executed so well because I had a loss at the first, and then I had a win at the second time. So the market was showing both possibility long and short, and yeah, it was a really good trade, and I was so real with the market, and I traded objectively. Yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.